Hello everyone, my name is Nadeem Khan. Welcome to Uncommon Literature. Today we are going to do Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. So let us begin. It starts with an imagery that the poet is not specified, the narrator is not specified here. So we don't know who the narrator is, but let us consider that the narrator is poet himself. So here what is happening, that the narrator is going through a forest and he is coming home after a long and hard working day. So what happens, while he is passing through the woods, I mean woods means forest. In literature most of the times you will find woods as referred to forest. So in forest he is stopping by a place where there is snowing, it is winter and it is snowfall going on, and he has his horse with him. Okay, so let us see how it begins. Whose woods these are, I think I know. So he is stopping by the woods as given in the title itself, stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Okay, so you can understand it, the title itself gives you a large idea about the poem. So whose woods these are, he is asking that there are some woods. Okay, and he is asking whose woods these are which are in front of him, and then he realizes, I think I know them, I know the person, he says. Next line, his house is in the village, though. He is able to understand that these woods are of a person whose house is in the village. He will not see me stopping here, and that person will not be able to see him that he has stopped near the woods of that person, because his house is in village and he is there at this time to watch his woods fill up with snow. So that person is not here, that the poet has stopped here to watch the snowfall which is falling on the person's woods. Okay, so there is not a difficult scenario, there is very simple thing, the title itself is showing you, but there is an important ideology which I will tell you towards the end. My little horse must think it queer. So queer means strange. So he is saying that my horse must be thinking it strange that why he has stopped at a place where there is nothing. So my little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. So he is saying that there is no farmhouse, there is no house. So his horse also must be thinking why they have stopped here. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. So he is saying that the second stanza is about the horse and what the horse might be thinking. The horse must be thinking why they have stopped where there is nothing, why they have stopped between the woods and the frozen lake. Why between the woods means there are woods, or you can call it forest as well, trees are all around, and frozen lake. Okay, because it is very freezing cold. The darkest evening of the year, it has two meanings. Rather, you can understand it as the calendar time, you can call it about the darkest evening of the year means that it is the most cold evening of the year. At the same time, you can also understand it that it is the time where the poet himself is feeling so sorrowful emotions that he is calling this moment the darkest evening of his own life. Moving to the next stanza, it also talks about the horse and what horse is indicating. He gives his harness bells a shake. So what horse is doing, that horse is wondering why they have stopped at some place, and what he does, he gives some signals by shaking his harness bells. Okay, He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. And the horse is trying to ask that whether they have made some mistake by stopping here. The only other sound is the sweep of easy wind and dawny flake, meaning that there were three sounds at that time, the evening time, the frozen evening time. There were only three sounds. What were they? The sounds of the bell of the horse, the sweeping of wind, and the snowfall. Okay, these were the three sounds. Next, the woods are lovely. Now this last stanza is most important and most beautiful. You must have also heard it, you must have also read it into some quotes while scrolling the social media. So you must have seen these lines. The woods are lovely. He is calling the forest lovely. Dark and deep. The forest is very dark and deep. But I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So last three lines are very important, that it shows the dilemma of a person who is tired of the worldly tasks and he wants some space which is completely away from the worldly affairs, and he wants some relaxation in silence, which he can get between the nature, between the forest, at the place at which he has stopped here. So it is very important. The ideology behind the poem is very important. It is, however, a short poem, but the idea is that sometimes we get tired of the worldly affair, the responsibilities which we have in world, and we want to stop at some moment and we want to enjoy the nature, because nature has the ability to make our heart at peace, make us feel calm. But he realizes at the same time that he has promises to keep. He says, but I have promises to keep, and that is why he has to move from here, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So the last two lines are repeated, and the meanings also are two. One is the literal one, that he has to go very far before he reaches his home. Second, you can also understand it that he says that there is a very long way which he has to cover before he dies. So he has to do many more things. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of this poem. Thank you so much.